Hi, my name is Dr. Choudhury and I'm a pharmacist and a CBD expert. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about the difference between CBD and THC because that is a very popular question and there's still a lot of confusion around it. So I wanted to just clarify the difference, tell you guys what both of these chemicals are, how it works, and the benefits for it. And I will also talk about the legality because the legality behind THC versus CBD is really, really different right now, especially in America. So to start off with, CBD and THC, they're both found in the cannabis plant. So in the cannabis plant, there's over 100 different chemicals. They're called cannabinoids, and they have different functions. Two of the most abundant cannabinoids that you will find in the cannabis plant is CBD and THC. And so with the different strains and the different plants that we have, it does generate a different amount of CBD versus THC. So when we look at the hemp plant, that just naturally produces a higher amount of CBD and low amounts of THC. But when we look at your typical like marijuana plant, it will produce a higher amount of THC and a lower amount of CBD. And so it's important to note that both of these chemicals can be found in different plants, and so you want to know where it's coming from. Especially with CBD, because if CBD comes from the hemp plant, it's federally legal. But if it comes from your typical marijuana or cannabis plant, it's actually illegal. The next thing to know is that the chemicals that make up CBD and THC, it's identical. It's basically the structure of the molecule and the ring that it forms that makes it different, where THC has a cyclic ring in there, and so that's what produces the intoxicating effect and the high, where CBD, its structure is slightly different, and so because of that, it actually does not cause an intoxicating effect or a high when you take it. Along with that, there are different benefits to taking both of these cannabinoids. So with CBD, there's a lot of health benefits that we've done studies on and we're still doing studies on, but CBD is thought to help with seizures and epilepsy. So there is an FDA approved drug on the market called Epidiolex, and it was approved and brought on the market for people that had this rare seizure disorder. Along with that, CBD is thought to help with sleep, pain, because it's a great anti-inflammatory molecule. And so with pain, a lot of the time we do have inflammation in our body, and it's thought to help with stress and our mood. Where THC, it can be slightly different. THC, there's a lot of studies and it's thought to help with pain. People do use it, but one thing I do want to know is that THC can induce anxiety, so you want to be careful if you're using THC and if you're already feeling anxious, because it can affect you in a negative way. And then the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about, the difference, is that with THC, it actually binds to some of our receptors in our body. So we all have the system called the endocannabinoid system. It's another system, just like our respiratory system or our cardiovascular system, and its role is to keep everything in balance in our body and, create homeostasis. And so with the endocannabinoid system, we have two different receptors in our body called the CB1 and the CB2 receptors. And so with THC, it actually binds to these receptors, and this is where CBD differs. It doesn't bind, but it interacts with the receptors. And so that's another interesting, cool point. So if you're interested in trying out CBD, know that it is completely different from THC, because a lot of people will ask me, will it get me high? And the answer is CBD will not get you high at all, where THC it will. So definitely do your research, know the difference, and if you have any questions about the two molecules, just leave me a comment and I'll be more than happy to answer.